So it seems like Hollywood is at a loss about the success of anime and manga. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, because I don't believe that this is something that's really shocking. And I would love to know what you guys think down below afterwards. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels, and welcome back to the Clenversations channel, where we take a look at anything that's trending. I saw a couple TikTok creators making videos on this, and I wanted to give my small little piece of content on it. I would love to jump on the train over here. And again, I would love to know what you guys think about this down below afterwards. So, from comicbook.com, Kung Fu Panda exec says that Hollywood is at a loss about anime's successes. And what's very interesting about this is it seems like, for the most part, even just people in Hollywood, and especially the Kung Fu Panda executive, they really don't get it. They really don't get it. And throughout the article, it literally just, it says what the title is. It's like, I don't get it. Why is anime so popular? You know, it's so interesting to me that this is actually something that they're thinking about, because the answer is obvious to me. And before we get into it, I want you guys to know, and I apologize that I keep repeating this sometimes on the channel, that I keep my political opinions to myself. Please don't assume anything about me, okay? We don't even have to talk about politics, because I know that if you're talking about Hollywood and their movies failing, especially if you're talking about something along the lines of Marvel, you can quickly attribute that to some of their political motives. But it's not even just that. It's not that at all. Take a look at it this way. Anime creators and manga, and I apologize, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't know if it's manga or manga. I don't read it. So anime and manga are focused on one thing. That is telling a story and making the fans happy. How often do you hear about people making movies right now, actors talking about their movies? And how about this, for example, something that's completely non-political at all. Transformers. How long have the fans been saying throughout the entirety of all of the Transformers movies that we've ever had that, hey, we don't want humans. We want to see Transformers fight in a Transformers movie. Seems like with Transformers 1, they finally got the idea for it, but even then, I'm not even sure that they won't screw it up, to be honest with you. Now look at a movie like Godzilla. What was the big takeaway from Godzilla? Because what do people go to go watch a Godzilla movie for? They go to watch Godzilla and monsters fight. They don't want to hear about some random human side quest or the actor wanting their little bit of a spotlight in the story. Like, that doesn't exist in anime. So Godzilla did it perfectly well, where the fans were really happy, and the big takeaway from Godzilla was, hey, take notes, Transformers, take notes, Marvel. So many people at Hollywood are focused in on showing people things that they don't want to see. Either it's a story that they want to write, the actor wanting a spotlight and having their own story, an actor wanting to, and you can even dive into the political messages. Again, I ask that you don't assume anything about my political beliefs, whether I agree or disagree with them. No matter what side of the aisle you are on, if movies are making movies and shows with the I'm trying to bounce around this right now, with the intent of just pushing a political message, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And this is why anime has been so successful. This is why I've gotten into anime, not for any political reasons, but I was sick of just seeing a bunch of garbage. Stories that, oh, you know what? I want to watch something about Sonic. Oh, well, now I'm learning about bees. Like, I know it's not that drastic, but you get the point. With anime, I'll point this back to it, and this is why I actually told my wife this a little bit ago. Why do I love Demon Slayer? When I watch Demon Slayer, I click on a show called Demon Slayer, and what do I see when I watch Demon Slayer? I see people slaying demons. I see people fighting demons. I want to watch Attack on Titan. What's that about? Titans attacking. It's that simple. They don't lie to us. There's no ulterior motive in anime shows. What you see is what you get, and I love it. The anime writers and the manga writers are focused solely on telling a good story, listening to feedback from the fans, and creating something that everybody can love and enjoy. That's just not the case. And then you come back and I actually read something like this. The first time that I saw this, I was like, what? Kung Fu Panda exec says Hollywood is at a loss about anime success. How could you possibly be at a loss about it? Unless you truly, then again, some of these people over here, at Hollywood, think that some Marvel movies aren't considered art. So that's a conversation for another time, but that's absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. But you don't have to even attribute it to anything political. Honestly, you don't. But anytime you're injecting any politics in anything, I just watched Eternals not long ago, and I uploaded a video on the Clenema channel diving into that entire movie, and I ended up talking about that there was an obvious political message push in there. But even if you're making movies with the political message, like, hey, treat everybody equally, I never understood why, like, what the point of that was, because people who don't treat people equally aren't going to watch a movie like Elementals and go, maybe I should start treating people equally. Like, there's bad people on this planet and you're never going to change your mind. So why am I being taught a lesson that I already know instead of just trying to focus and watch a good movie? That's kind of where I'm coming from this. You should make movies with the intent of making money. And how do you make money? You make the fans happy. You tell a good story. That's what Marvel did so well throughout the entire Infinity Saga. They told a brand new story. Post Endgame, they start diving into politics. And again, you don't even have to talk about politics. It doesn't matter. Transformers is the prime example, like I talked about earlier. Why do they continuously make movies just not about Transformers? I don't want to see a guy and a girl going on some adventure to learn about some artifact. I don't care if you somehow related to the Transformers. I want to watch robots fight each other. That's the entire point of me watching Transformers. I want to watch Godzilla. I want to watch monsters fighting each other. I could care less about what's going on in some building in Tokyo with a little bit of a family. I don't care. That's not what I want to see. That's not what anybody wants to see. Guys, the reality is, if somebody who was writing anime was in charge of Transformers, they would make the entire story about Transformers. If somebody was in charge of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if somebody was in charge of the multiverse, writing for it for Marvel, they will have all these really, really cool things going on about the multiverse. Instead, take Doctor Strange, for example. Multiverse of Madness. We were completely lied to. The multiverse and multiverse of madness. Again, I'm trying to dodge everything political views here because, again, I don't want you to assume anything about me, and I also don't want to just have that be my message. Multiverse of Madness is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Everybody was so excited about the Multiverse of Madness. I was excited for it. I loved the first Doctor Strange movie. We get there, and the multiverse is, oh, food's free over here. That's it. That's it. And the movie went in a completely different direction. That's not what we went to go see Doctor Strange for. We went to go see a Multiverse of Madness. I know they dove into it just a little bit, but that's the gist of it. And if you want to look even deeper into that, it was a big, fat political message, just that specific thing where it's like, well, food should be free for everybody, you know? Again, not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that there's a clear intent with these movies, and anime would not do that. Somebody writing manga would not do that. Comic books are being smashed by manga right now. Shows are being smashed by anime right now. I primarily watch anime now because I know that I can trust in the writer to tell me one of the best stories of all time. If I go on Crunchyroll and I see something that's rated 5 stars on anime, I know I'm about to watch a 5-star show. That's not the case. You never know what you're getting for any show at all anymore, and I hate it. Something that I do love, though. I actually started watching the Knuckles show on Paramount. I like it. The show's about Knuckles. It's crazy to me that I'm going to have to sit here and make a video talking about, hey, if you're making a show about Knuckles, why is Knuckles not in the show? You know? Why am I talking about this? Why is it shocking to me that I am happy because I'm watching a show about a character that the character's in the show and the main character? I'm happy with that show. I'm watching Knuckles. That's what I went to watch. It's sad that you have to worry about that nowadays. And then Hollywood wonders why anime is having some success. That's crazy to me. Go watch it. The art is beautiful. The care is there. It's so evident in the storytelling, the pictures, every single thing about so many anime shows that I've seen. The amount of detail and storytelling and thought that went into it and care and love is just right there in front of my eyes. I'm told a beautiful story. Again, if I want to watch people slaying demons, I'm going to watch Demon Slayer. If Demon Slayer was made by Hollywood, I would have a Demon Slayer that I see every couple minutes and then a story about some family somewhere. That's not what I want to see. I want to see Tanjiro fighting demons. It's that simple. Hollywood has made money for so long, and they can continue to do so. And I'm not even above the idea of, you know what? You can fit your political messages in there. Just focus on the stories first. If there's a message you want to push, Elementals actually did it really well because they focused on a movie, and then it's, I mean, I can see through it personally, but a lot of people just go right over their heads. And I don't mean to sit here and be like, oh my God, yeah, I can see the deeper meaning to movies. I know how that can kind of sound, but You need to do more things like Elementals. If you really want to push a political message, which I still don't think you necessarily should do, I think you should just focus on telling a story. But if you really want to push a political message, go look at Elementals. They focused on a movie first. That's what they did. Let me know what you think about this down below, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Check out the video on screen right now if you would like to dive into more trending topics. Take care, guys.